Welcome to the Hoop Show. I'm your host, Chad Cook. Today I'm the solo host, and the show today is all about the SCBCA Preseason Awards Banquet. That's the state of South Carolina's best coaches and best players all together in one room being honored for their accomplishments before the season has even began. And that's an interesting theme that came up throughout the day. We'll get to that in a moment. But the first thing that happened was the coaches of the preseason #1 teams in each classification for both boys and girls spoke to the group. Tim Whipple, the head coach of Irmo, who is the #1 ranked team preseason in Class 4A, summed it up nicely when he talked about the meaning of preseason rankings.
Anytime you're preseason pick to win a conference, it puts a lot of pressure on you. But I think it's kind of a dubious honor that it's a compliment probably to the reputation of a program. And realizing that this is something that is given to you, you haven't earned it yet. So, that's going to be our goal to put ourselves in that situation. I think the last time we were ranked #1 was probably about 20 years ago. And that particular year, we did win the state championship. But 6 other times, we made it to a state championship game without being ranked #1, sometimes not even ranked in the top 10. So I'm not quite sure exactly what it means. I think it is something that you accept, but it puts a target on your back. It makes it a little bit harder. A lot of accountability, a lot of responsibility comes with that. So I'm going to paraphrase what one of my players said. He said, if a target is on your back, you must be doing something right. And I looked at that and I said, they're feeling the pressure of what's going to happen, but at the same time they realize that some good things are happening, or you wouldn't have that target on your back. So we're cautiously accepting the ranking, and as a compliment to our basketball program and to our student athletes. And we're hoping that what's been given to us, that we're going to step out on the floor every day, practice and in games, and actually earn that.
Later in the day, we caught up with the player that Coach Tim Whipple was referring to in those quotes. And that player is none other than Justin Mackey, a 6'5" senior that plays for Irmo, who will soon be playing for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
How excited are you about this high school basketball season?
Well, I'm very excited. I feel like, being preseason #1, I feel like that shows that we have a very good team coming up. And, we just need to really continue to work hard. And one thing that my coach said, Tim Whipple said up there is that it doesn't mean anything if you don't prove it when you play. And that's one thing that I preach to my teammates. It doesn't mean anything if we don't prove it. We got to go out and prove it. I know a target will be on our back. In fact, we scrimmaged Chapin High School on Thursday, and last night I got a tweet from a Chapin player who's actually ranked 4th in the state, and he said that they were coming for us. So I know we have a target on our back, but I think we're handling it well. And one of my goals for this season is to just be the best team that we can be, and hopefully that results in the state title.
Yeah, speaking of tweets and targets, your coach mentioned a tweet from one of his players that said, having a target on our back must mean we're doing something right. So was that you?
It was me.
Okay. But this awards banquet was not just about teams and coaches. Players were recognized too. 5 seniors in each classification, single A, double A, triple A, quad A, were recognized as the best 5 seniors in their class in both the boys and girls area. And 6 boys and 5 girls were recognized as the best players in the state of South Carolina, regardless of classification. And we caught up with some of these players who were honored at the SCBCA Preseason Awards Banquet after the ceremony.
Trey, we will be at your game, your Dorman-Hillcrest game at Dorman, December 4th. I understand that's a pretty healthy rivalry. Are you looking forward to that game?
Yes, sir, I am. It's been like that for the past 3 years. So we're the top 2 teams in our region, so it's going to be a good game.
Yes, and so Charleston Southern, here we are in Columbia, South Carolina. I understand that Columbia's own and USC's own B.J. Mackey had a lot to do with getting you to Charleston Southern. Do you look forward to playing with Coach Mackey and for Charleston Southern next season?
Yes, sir. I expect it to be a great experience for my college career, and just that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Now, Matt, we've been following you for a good bit of time, and I've always been so impressed with you as a student athlete. So, student very much being stressed there. What made you choose an Ivy League school over a non-Ivy League school?
The opportunity you get with Ivy League school it's a great opportunity. I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah, you know, an okay answer there would have been, what are you, crazy, Chad? So, you know, thank you for being with us, guys, and we look forward to seeing you this season. Yeah, now, Carl, I've seen you play, and we used to say guys like you have springs in your legs. And so we know that. And I think you also have a good mid-range game, and I saw you at the elite camp, and you're a very good passer. What part of your game are you particularly working on at this point?
At this point, I'm working on getting to the rim, going left. That's what I'm working on, and defense.
Well, I know when you get to the rim, you know what to do with it. So we look forward to seeing some of that this season, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
And DJ, you'll be attending Mercer University next year. Are you looking forward to that?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited. The coaching staff is excited, and I'm just ready to start my journey there at Mercer in Georgia.
Yeah, and we spoke to your teammate Trey Smith earlier, and we will be broadcasting and attending your game against Dorman High School on December 4th. So Dorman, I believe, is the #1 ranked preseason team in 4A. So no, I'm sorry, #2 ranked. #2 ranked. So do you look forward to that matchup?
Yes, sir. I'm real excited. It's a test for the both of us, and it's going to be a very exciting game. And yeah, I'm very excited.
Good. Now, Tashambi, thank you for joining us. We saw you at the SCBCA Elite Camp, performed very well, shooting from deep, taking the ball to the basket. What are you looking forward to most about your senior season?
Just trying to go every game, go hard, and trying to come out with #1.
Great. And, you know, we appreciate you guys joining us, and we wish you all the best luck in your senior seasons. What's been the biggest change from being in the homeschool setting to the high school, the public school setting when it comes to basketball?
It was challenging because we're in there to play for our region. We didn't have that with homeschooling, and that just even more competitive for everybody in there. So I felt like that was harder to play for me, but once we got into the game, everything felt more comfortable, and it was just down to the basics for everybody on our team, and it was exciting. Yeah. It was a different experience.
So at the SCBCA Elite Camp, when your AAU teammate, I think it was Javis Howard, was guarding you, and you tossed the ball between his legs, went and got it, and kind of halfway dunked it, were you having fun, or is that something that you do on a regular basis?
I was just having fun because I like Javis a lot, and he's a good guy, and I like playing with him. And playing against him just made it more interesting, and just going through his legs, just something to mess around with him. I could tell he was a little frustrated after that, so just playing around with the guy.
Well, it's a good thing you guys are friends, and I'm sure it was taken in stride. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you this season, Daniel.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We saw them Saturday night at the preseason scrimmage hoops preview at Evans High School. So the first question I have is, Eric, are you still hot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you always hot? Do you ever cool off?
Not necessarily.
Great. Well, Eric had a great night that night and brought his team back from deep against Morgan County and played very well both games. And then the man to my left, Marcus Stroman, who will be attending University of South Carolina in 2 seasons, but before then, he'll try to lead Keenan High School to a couple more state championships, I'm sure. Marcus, you were very fun to watch on Saturday night, and everybody from my town, Augusta, is still buzzing about your performance. Did you have fun out there?
Oh, yeah, I had lots of fun.
Yeah, and so at some point in time, you looked like you were going to go ahead and try to do what you could do as a scorer. You're always a great distributor of the ball. You're always a great defender. Did you decide, okay, I've got to put some points on the board to bring my team back against Laney?
Yeah, because we needed that, and we needed to help us win.
Yeah, and that's what we love about you. You always do what it takes to win, and it's really good to see you guys here.
And a day of basketball talk and basketball activity in the state of South Carolina, and especially in the city of Columbia, would not be complete if we wouldn't have caught up with the unofficial commissioner of basketball in the Palmetto State, Kerry Rich.
Well, I tell you, it's been a whole lot of fun, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to the relationships that I have with so many of the coaches throughout the state of South Carolina. And you're right, I'm going to always crusade for high school basketball here in South Carolina. I was here in Columbia when the so-called glory days were in place, so I remember how big basketball used to be. So I'm now on a mission to help spread the word about South Carolina basketball, and certainly with what you guys are doing, Chad and your crew, and the coaches, those guys are on board. I think it makes for a perfect match when it comes to getting the word out about South Carolina basketball. I'm super excited.
Some of the players who we didn't have a chance to catch up with, who we wish we would have, are Aaron Scott, Jalen Shaw, and Rontavious McClure. Aaron Scott, one of my personal favorites, is new to the Columbia area. He was last in Georgia, and he'll play for Richland Northeast this year. He's a very athletic guard, can really shoot the ball, and he'll be playing his college basketball at Appalachian State. Jalen Shaw is a point guard for Hartsville High School, the defending AAA state champion, and I saw Shaw at the SCBCA Elite Camp, and he was very impressive. He jumps out of the gym, he can really handle the ball, he really gets to the basket, and he's a very, very good passer, very much a true point guard. And Rontavious McClure, the big guy from Northwestern, is a great teammate who blocks shots, defends, rebounds, and finishes in the post. Thank you for joining us for the Hoop Show. We look forward to a great year of basketball in the state of South Carolina, and I want to say to the ladies out there, we are going to get up to speed with the state of the game in girls basketball and be coming your way before you know it.